And my Disrupt topic is on memory and how you know what you know. So first of all, let's start off with an activity. Here's a list of some animals, and I'm going to give you a couple of seconds and see how many you can remember. Time's up. Did you use any methods to try and remember? Maybe you repeated them over and over again. Easy, simple, but it works. Or maybe when you read the word elephant, you imagined an elephant in your mind. Or maybe you remembered them in groups, so land animals, sea animals, birds. All of these work and all of these are good, so hold on to this and we'll come back to it later. The basics of memory. You've probably all heard of long-term memory and short-term memory. Long-term memory is stuff you know really well, so like 1 + 1 = 2. And a good analogy for this would be a storage warehouse with all your memories. Short-term memory, on the other hand, is more like a mental scratch pad. Stuff you're working on at that moment, you'd write it down. The activity we just did, that's short-term memory. And you might be really surprised to know, but we can actually only remember about 4 different things at a time. And the way that we get around this, the way that we seem to remember so much more than just 4 things, is through chunking. Chunking is defined as grouping information into chunks or sections based on their meaning. An example of this would be, I guess, if I gave you a long string of numbers, like a phone number. We've all done this, but when you get a phone number, instead of just remembering it straight like that, you split it up into sections like 8800 3491 666. This works because our brain is always looking for patterns, and when it finds a pattern, it's kind of like a cheat that helps you remember more for less brain space. But how exactly does this work? To know, you have to know a bit about our brain. So this is your brain. It's made up of neurons, and it has a lot of them, 100 billion neurons. When you do anything, when you think or when you move, your brain, your neurons are firing and transmitting information between each other. So in the context of memory, if you learn something new, you form a new brain connection. And the more you go over this, or if you remember this, the brain connection or the neural pathways are strengthened. This is where sleep comes in. So you've probably heard your mom tell you, you need to sleep more. You need to sleep before that big test. Get more sleep, 8 hours of sleep. Well, it's not just a mom thing. Your mom is backed by science. Because while you're asleep, your brain goes over the stuff you know, it goes over the stuff you understand, and it strengthens your neural pathways without you having to do anything. So just imagine what would happen if you didn't get enough sleep. Other than just worsening your memory, it can also lead to long-term problems like increased risk of diabetes, increased risk of heart disease, or even death. And at this point, how much of my presentation do you actually remember? Well, if you think back to the beginning, where we did that activity, I mentioned a couple methods you can use to improve your memory. Other than repetition, visualization, and chunking, there's also teaching someone else. This one works really well for me personally, because when you teach someone else, you can see the gaps in your knowledge, especially if they ask you questions. And you could be like, I don't actually know what that means. Or you could take notes, or mnemonics. So if I said, finger licking good, what do you think of? Yeah. Or just do it. Another example would be acronyms, so PEMDAS and the one for colors. And then my personal favorite is the Mind Palace, which is the reason why I picked my topic. I don't know if you watch BBC Sherlock, but in that show he had a Mind Palace. And this method is not quite as flashy in real life, but in basic this is how it goes. Imagine a room in your mind, and usually someplace you know really well, like your bedroom. And then for everything you're trying to remember, assign it to an object. For example, if I was trying to remember a red car, maybe if I saw a red tissue box, I could imagine the tissue box in the shape of a car. And then every time I go to my Mind Palace and I see this red tissue box, I'll remember this red car. So now that you know a lot of new memory methods, Maybe next time you're trying to remember something, you will use one of these, and it might just change your life. Thank you.